week 9 of the fantasy basketball season. And here's a few forwards I would look to add on the waiver wire this week. The first guy's Saddiq Bey of the Detroit Pistons. So Bey, he's been playing well since he's got an expanded role over the last few games here for the Pistons. On the season, he's ranked 242 in fantasy basketball as Bey, 9.1 points a game, 3.5 rebounds, 1 assist a game, 2 threes a game, 80% from the foul line and 41% from the field. But the last 2 weeks, he's ranked 78th overall in this time span, 14 points a game, 4.1 rebounds, 1.4 assists, a steal a game, 2.9 threes a game, 78% from the foul line, and 54% from the field. So Bey, he's had some big games, like I mentioned. The last 3 games, February 11th versus the Indiana Pacers, 10 points, 3 rebounds, 2 threes, 50% from the foul line, 50% from the field. February 12th at Boston, 30 points, a whopping 7 threes, 12 rebounds, 83% from the field, and he played 27 minutes. And then last night versus the New Orleans Pelicans, another good game for him. 16 points, 4 rebounds, 6 assists, 3 steals, 4 3-pointers made, and 54% from the field. So Bey, he's really putting up numbers. Dwayne Casey, he definitely believes in the youngster rookie here. He says this guy wants to learn, he wants to play, and this Detroit Piston team, they're going to go with the youth movement, I believe. We already saw Derrick Rose get traded to the Knicks a couple weeks ago, and Blake Griffin, he don't play back-to-back, so in this ball game, Bey started for him, and he hits 3-pointers. He's a decent rebounder, too. And his field goal percentage has been pretty good so far. And he's available in 75% of fantasy leagues. So go out there and pick up Bey. The next forward I would look to add on waivers this week is Carmelo Anthony of the Portland Trailblazers. Melo, he still has it. People thought he was done a couple seasons ago, but the last 2 years now with Portland, Carmelo Anthony, he's still putting up decent stats. He could show he could play in this league. And on the season, he's ranked 148 in fantasy basketball, 13.5 points a game, 3.5 rebounds, 1.2 assists, 1.7 threes a game, 85% from the foul line, 40% from the field. And in the last week, Carmelo's stats that really pushed up: 21.3 points a game, 3 rebounds, an assist, 3.3 threes a game, 80% from the foul line, 49% from the field. And the last couple games, Melo's been on a tear. February 9th versus Orlando, 23 points, 3 rebounds, 3 blocks, 5 3-pointers made, 43% from the field. February 11th versus Philly, 24 points, 2 rebounds, 4 threes. February 12th versus Cleveland, 23 points, 2 rebounds, an assist, a steal, a block, and 3 threes. And February 14th at Dallas, 15 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, a 3. So Melo, he's scoring the basketball. His 3-point shooting over the last 2 seasons has really improved, and he's more of a catch-and-shoot shooter now. No more ISO for him. Obviously, in Portland, they don't need him to be the Carmelo Anthony from his Denver and New York Knicks days, but he's a catch-and-shoot shooter. He's going to help fantasy owners in 3-point shooting, scoring, and a little bit of rebounding, and he's available in 53% of fantasy leagues. So go get Melo. The next forward I would look to get on waivers is Marcus Morris of the Los Angeles Clippers. Morris, he missed the first few weeks of the season with an injury, but now he's playing some good basketball on the season. He's ranked 132, 12.5 points a game, 3.8 rebounds, 0.6 assists a game, 2.5 threes a game, 93% from the foul line, and 44% from the field. But the last couple weeks, he's ranked number 75 is Morris with 17 points a game, 4.3 rebounds, 3 threes a game, 93% from the foul line again, and 46% from the field. So Marcus Morris, he's playing a good role, 25 minutes a game about here with this team. And now with Kawhi Leonard and George in the last few games, Morris, he's had a bigger role and the ball in his hands more, and he's scoring the basketball. February 7th versus Sacramento, 16 points, 3 rebounds, 3 threes, 45% from the field. February 10th in Minnesota, 10 points, 4 rebounds, 2 threes, an awful 25% from the field. But the last 2 games with George and Leonard missed last night. At Chicago, February 12th, 20 points, 6 rebounds, an assist, a block, 6 threes he made, 60% from the field. And last night versus Cleveland, his best game of the season, 23 points, 6 rebounds, an assist, a steal, 2 blocks, 4 threes, and 50% from the field. So Morris, we know he could score the basketball. We know he's a pretty decent three-point shooter now over the last couple seasons. But the only thing that worries me is his scoring's going to go down probably once Leonard and George comes back, even though he's a 6th, 7th man off the bench over here in LA. But he's a player I would go out there and definitely add in 10 to 12 team leagues if you need scoring and three-point shooting, because Morris, he'll definitely bring that to your team. Some nights he'll hurt the percentage when he gets trigger happy, but he's available in 72% of fantasy leagues, and I think he's a player that can help a lot of fantasy owners right now. And obviously the Clippers, they paid him a good contract in the offseason, and he's still getting the good minutes. The next forward I look to add is Kyle Kuzma of the Los Angeles Lakers, with the news that Anthony Davis re-aggravated his Achilles, and hopefully he's not out for an extended period of time. Kuzma, his playing time's gone up, and he's producing his Kuzma. Kuzma, a lot of people, they don't like him for whatever reason, but I feel like Kyle Kuzma, he's a decent ball player, and obviously the Lakers, they believe in him. They gave him a contract extension in the offseason, and on the season, 11 points a game, 6.1 rebounds, 1 assist a game, 1.7 threes a game, 45% from the field, and 190th ranked this year in fantasy basketball. But the last few weeks, he's picked it up as Kuzma with more playing time. 13.5 points a game, 7 rebounds, 1.7 assists, 1.6 threes a game, 48% from the field, but only 54% from the foul line. In the last 3 games, Kuzma, he's put in good stats and good numbers. February 10th versus OKC, 15 points, 9 rebounds, an assist, a steal, and a 3. Then February 12th versus Memphis, 32 minutes, 20 points, 10 boards, 2 assists, a steal, 2 threes. And then last night at Denver, in a bad loss, 19 points, 8 rebounds, an assist, a 3, 66% from the field. So Kuzma, he's been an improved three-point shooter over the last year and a half now. We saw him hit some big shots in the playoffs, if you want to admit it or not. But Kuzma, he could hit threes. He's rebounding the ball pretty well, and he could score. And with Anthony Davis probably going to be out of the lineup, I say, at least 2 weeks, Kuzma, he's going to get every opportunity. He's going to play anywhere from 25 to 35 minutes a game. And he's on a Laker team where they got good ball movement, and these guys get the open shots when the coverage is on LeBron James, and now Dennis Schroeder will get more attention. So Kuzma, I think he'll be a good player for fantasy owners and a good fill-in, taking some of the scoring load from Anthony Davis missing time. In the 5th and final forward, I would look to add on waivers this week's Paul Millsap of the Denver Nuggets. The last couple weeks, Millsap, I've said to drop him, but right now he's had a recurrence here, is Millsap, and he's playing some good basketball for this Denver Nugget team on the week, is Millsap. On the season, he's ranked 134 with 10.4 points a game, 5.2 rebounds, 1.7 assists, 1.2 threes a game, 52% from the field, 69 from the foul line. And in the last week, 14.5 points a game, 4.3 rebounds, 2.5 assists, 1.3 steals, 1.5 threes a game, 72% from the foul line, and a whopping 71% from the field. And the last few games, he's been putting up better numbers, is Millsap. February 10th versus Cleveland, 22 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals, a block, and 2 threes. February 12th versus OKC, 12 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists, a steal, and 2 blocks. And then February 14th, last night versus the Lakers, he only played 16 minutes because it was a blowout and more small ball, but 10 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, a steal, and 2 threes. So Paul Millsap, he's playing good basketball. He's giving you some categories as well. He's helping in field goal percentage. He's rebounding pretty decent, and he's actually getting a few assists a game and a steal or 2 a game. And he's available in 54% of fantasy leagues, and I think he can help teams who have some dead weight on their roster or a lot of injuries right now. So I would go out there and get Millsap, and that's a few forwards I would look to add on waivers here in Week 9 of the fantasy basketball season.